game will change. Soldiers retain, soldiers retain, soldiers retain. Real strong man and self-control, the info is plain. If you don't know, feel that energy flow right into your brain. Your whole game will change. Soldiers retain, soldiers retain.
Yeah, semen retention soldiers.
What?
What's up, Captain Jake?
Nothing, I was just dancing, man, to first that intro thing and then our soldiers retain. Yeah.
Oh, man, I love that tune. I can't wait to actually premiere the entire track.
Yeah, next year, man.
Yeah, show all the semen retention soldiers, the whole movement, no fat movement, semen retention movement, tantra, people who are diving into their sexual energy, that we've created an anthem for them that they can bump. And you're quite a talented artist, man. I really like your tunes, your music, and you've got some really cool tracks that I know you're working on, but also that you've put out there that are quite deep in your lyrics. I appreciate your lyrics and your whole vibe and style very much.
Thanks, man. It's a good way to put a message across through a song, especially with, well, not especially rapping, but with rapping, you can put a lot of lyrics in, so you can really just take a philosophy and put it in to words, and yeah, it can be really potent.
Yeah, and it's quite different from like what you hear on the mainstream. Like I remember I don't listen to that much hip hop anymore, and if I do, I like to listen to rap when I'm working out or just maybe around the house or whatever. But I definitely listen to stuff more from like the 90s, early 2000s. I tried to listen to some of the stuff today and I just can't get into it. I know that's a little bit of just like age, every generation's like, oh, my generation had the best music, So I know that's part of it, but I legitimately think, and I love to, if any of you guys are hip hop heads out there, leave it in the comments. By the way, if you're watching live or the recording, say what's up, leave some comments, say hello. We'll flash those comments up on the screen. If you've got questions, put them up on the screen. We've got a good practice today, but I'll just quickly say, I just find the lyrics today are just like, there's no meaning, there's no depth. They're not really telling a story. It's just a lot of like, wet ass pussy.
Yeah. I mean, of course there are some good artists out there, but in the mainstream, it's like on steroids now, man. Like it's just become very overly everything and definitely overly sexualized, the videos as well. So yeah, you don't hear many songs nowadays talking about semen retention like my one, it's the opposite.
It's right. I was listening to I went to this this church service over the weekend with a friend of mine, and he was playing some hip hop on the way there, and it was like really conscious kind of rap, and it was really good. It was reminding me of your stuff. Like it was like really conscious. It was actually talking about something, and the guy was taking a stand. He was taking, he had philosophy. It was really good. It was really refreshing compared to, again, like nonsense like wet ass pussy, and it's just, like I said, it's over sexualized, and it's just so commercial. And what it does is, and this is the benefit of becoming a sexual alchemist, is you can see how the marketing companies and the corporations and the so-called leaders of our society right now are exploiting our basic motivation, which is sex. They're playing to it always. So it's always keeping us in a state of desire and of like, I need sex, I need drugs, I need alcohol, I need to this and that. And that's because even Kanye West talked about it. He talked about like that the music industry knows what they're doing. They play those low bass vibrations.
Yeah.
Which is all, and he even said it's all in the lower chakras. Right?
Yeah, it lowers your consciousness, yeah.
100%. He says all of that is in, this is Kanye West, right? Like, he knows the game. And he's saying like all of it is in your lower chakras. And then they're adding the programming on top of it. I want drugs. I want sex. I want buy things. I want drugs. And they're just marketing to you unconsciously. But once you learn this work, not only do you become aware of it, but you learn the techniques to naturally get natural stimulation. Desire and pleasure is not bad. It's the way it's attained. It's the consciousness behind it. And right now, like the whole mainstream is just, yeah. Anyways,
the mainstream endorses all that stuff, man. Sex and drugs and alcohol and everything. That's the marketing plan.
That's the marketing plan. All right, let's get into our marketing plan, which is to pop guys out of the matrix, make them powerhouses both inside the bedroom. All right, guys, today we're going to be doing reverse breathing. So what you want to do is get on a chair like myself and Captain Jake here. We're sitting on a chair. Sit at the edge of the chair as opposed to like leaning on the chair. Give me good posture. Remember, the way your body is a conduit for you, the soul, to express itself. Your body and your consciousness are interlinked. They're one and the same. Body, intelligence, false ego, like all the impressions in the mind, all the things we identify with that we're not truly are, and our physical body, they're all interlinked. So when you sit up straight, back straight, spine straight, confident, boom, you're going to feel confident. When you feel confident, you'll take confident actions. It'll show up in your bedroom activity. It'll show up outside of the bedroom activity or whatever it is that you're doing. So let's sit up straight. I will just quickly remind you, if you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, make sure you subscribe, you hit the bell, you get notified, because we do go live every single Wednesday right at this time with a new live sexual alchemy training for you. So make sure that you're plugged in each week. If you're watching the recording, do the same thing and make sure you say what's up in the comments. All right. I want everybody, I'm going to explain reverse breathing, but before I do, I want you to take your hands, put them on your belly, and just slowly, as I'm explaining reverse breathing, just breathe normally. Don't do anything. Don't try to manipulate your breath or anything. Just put your hands on your belly and do a little bit of deep belly breathing. And as I'm speaking, you become aware of your breath while you listen to the instructions. All right. So if you tuned in last week, we did deep belly abdominal breathing, where we expanded not just our belly, not frontwards, but front, side, back, top diaphragm, and lower. We call it the lower diaphragm because it's like the opposite, but it's the pelvic floor muscles or the perineum. So the whole pelvic floor, the penis, the testicles, the pelvic floor muscles between the testicles, the anus itself, the buttocks, everything is of those lower muscles. So we expanded it and we did deep belly breathing to hold more energy. That type of breathing is a cooling energy or a more feminine energy. It's used when you need to cool your energy down. The applications, the practical application of that breath work is that when you're in the bedroom or you're in some kind of sexual activity, why most guys ejaculate quickly this day is because they're overstimulated, overstressed, and therefore their sympathetic nervous system is very active. Hence, quick ejaculation or premature ejaculation even. By doing deep belly breathing, deep belly abdominal breathing, you calm the sympathetic nervous system. If you do it enough, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is more a meditative state where everything is calm. And now you're coming from a place of creation, a place of service. And in the bedroom, you'll last a lot longer. You'll be more intimate. You'll be more present. And that's what your partner's looking for in the bedroom, intimacy. They want to feel you. You have to learn to penetrate people, not just physically, but also with your energy. And that's real, holding a real masculine frame in the bedroom. Outside the bedroom, you want to do the same thing. When you're with someone, you're checking out groceries at the store, you're talking to your friend, you're working on your business, your career, your studies, you're working out. You want to bring intimacy to it. You want to penetrate the very fabric of this material nature with your energy, with your consciousness. And that means being inside of your body, being present, being conscious, being aware. Now, this week, we're going to do the opposite, which is the reverse breathing, which is actually designed to energize you. So the practical application of this breath is learning how to, first of all, this is the foundational breath that you need to know to experience non-ejaculatory full body orgasms. So if you join us inside the Semen Retention Army, then you know that you'll learn full body orgasm, non-ejaculatory full body orgasm, so you could practice semen retention without losing any semen. This breath work is foundational. Without this breath work, full body orgasm is very difficult to achieve. Okay? This outside of the bedroom, the application is, oh, I'm feeling a little tired. I need energy. I need to get my butt out of bed and get to work. It's mid-afternoon. I want to take a nap, or I want to drown a Red Bull or a cup of coffees. Rather than going towards caffeine, rather than going towards some external stimulant, you can use your own breath to learn how to stimulate your own energy and make that energy flow. And you'll notice right after this practice, you're going to be full of energy, clarity of mind, calmer thoughts and emotions, and more purposeful intention in the rest of the day. All right? So you've been breathing, becoming aware of your breath. Okay, good. Now what I want you to do is when you inhale, instead of your belly expanding, have your belly contract. So you take a breath in and the belly goes in. Now, don't go fast. It's not like that's Kalapati breath or breath of fire, right? Like that kind of thing. That's not what we're doing. It's very controlled. Just like last week's lesson was this is extremely controlled breath. So breathe in slow and deep and contract the belly. Now keep doing that while I add a few elements to this practice. You keep going, okay? The second thing you want to do is, I won't be able to do this because I'm explaining to you, but I want you to do it, is take the tip of your tongue and place it to the roof of the mouth. By placing the tip of the tongue or your tongue to the roof of the mouth, it closes the energetic circuit, the microcosmic orbit that's flowing through the body. So now you have a full circuit that's closed. Keep the inhaling going like Captain Jake is doing with the tip of the tongue pressed against the mouth, top of the mouth. Now, what I want you to start doing is, when you breathe in and you're inhaling the belly, also contract the sides. So it's not just the belly from a frontward action, but it's the whole belly area is squeezing in. So sides, back. Now, don't worry if you're like, oh, I can't really squeeze my back in, like I can't do it. It's do it with the mind's eye. Imagine the whole belly area, belly, side of the body, the back of the body, all squeezing in. And what you're doing is you're massaging the kidneys. And the kidneys is governed by the water element, just like your sexual energy. So your kidneys and your sexual energy are highly interlinked.
We're breathing through the nose, yeah?
Yeah, good point. You're breathing through the nose because the tip of your tongue is pressed against the top of the mouth. If you've got a blocked nose or some reason you can't breathe through the nostrils, then you can breathe through the mouth. But let's use the body as the body was designed. We're meant to breathe through the nostrils. All the little hairs in the nostrils and that passage is a filter. If you're a mouth breather like me, first of all, not attractive, right? Not attractive, okay? Secondly, not the way you were designed to breathe. Use the body as it was designed. This is lazy. This, the air. Okay, now we're going to add another element to this reverse breathing, which is when you breathe in, you're going to squeeze down the diaphragm. So now it's up and lower, and you're going to squeeze the pelvic floor like a Kegel. Like imagine you had to hold your pee back and you were squeezing. So when you breathe in and your belly contracts, your side contracts, your back contracts, so does the upper diaphragm, and so does the pelvic floor. So the whole thing is squeezing in, massaging your internal organs, and using your breath. You're actually changing the direction of air within your body, having your energy flow upward instead of downward. And this is why you need to know how to do this to have full body non-ejaculatory orgasm, because the way to practice semen retention for long periods of time and to still have sex but not lose semen is to make the energy in your body flow upwards. It's also the path of enlightenment or towards life. The path downwards is the path of death. Out the penis, boom, ejaculation, loss of energy. Upwards is the reverse. The energy stays within the body and it flows upwards into the brain, nourishing all the vital organs and the brain. And of course, when you get into the more advanced techniques inside the semen retention army, then you arouse your sexual energy either with a partner or through self-cultivation. So this is not like normal masturbation. You're not masturbating to get off. You're masturbating very consciously to learn how to raise your sexual energy and move it through the microcosmic orbit and up the body. All right, I'm going to be quiet now for the next 3 minutes, and we're going to do this together. So keep going. I'm going to join in, and I'm going to be quiet for about 3 minutes while we do reverse breathing. You may notice some tingling as you continue to do it. You may notice heat. You may start to get hot. You may notice nothing. Don't worry if you're noticing nothing. Keep doing it, and as you do it, you'll start to notice the subtle sensations. And if you dedicate yourself to a daily practice, you'll build a very strong Dantian power center, a very strong pelvic floor, and you'll be able to pump your energy upwards, having you master the flow of your sexual energy within your body.
You can feel it locks the energy and the air in when you breathe and do those 4 points.
You can add a mudra, a focus mudra, which is like this, and place your hands upwards on the thighs or knees. Keep going. Notice if your little voice in your mind is saying, oh, okay, is that it? Oh, am I getting bored? Notice the little voice and go beyond it. That little voice is your limiting belief showing up. Through these practices, you move way beyond that little voice. Get really detailed and subtle. Notice the squeeze of the penis, the testicles, the pelvic floor, the buttocks, the anus. Notice that if you're more aware, you can make that motion smoother. So it's not like, but it's smooth. You're learning to control your body at such a subtle level that you'll have such mastery over your mind and body that you'll absolutely become a powerhouse both in and outside the bedroom with this. All right, 1 more minute, guys. Few more seconds. Keep it going. Keep your mind focused, squeezing and massaging your internal organs. All right, fantastic. Now you can keep that going while I just make a few announcements, give you guys some things to think about for this week, and tell you what's coming up. You could keep that heat rising. So once again, what's the practical application of understanding this technique? Inside the bedroom, let's talk about it there first. This is going to set you up to bring energy from the testicles when you're in sexual activity up into the lower dantian and up through the microcosmic orbit. This pumps, it changes the energy and airflow of the body so that the air and energy flows upwards and not outwards, because that's the natural direction that you want it, that most guys we use. But here, when you think about, like, when I think about having an orgasm, I no longer think about like, oh, outwards. I think, oh, relaxed and cosmic pleasure, internal energetic pleasure. Okay? Outside the bedroom, this is gonna get this breath work. You feeling tired? Oh, I need some coffee. I need some stimulant. I need something to get me going. Breath. This breath work will heat your body, will give your internal organs a massage, lubricate your internal body, and that way you'll feel more energy, more flexible, and ready to move throughout the day. So it's an energizing practice, and the more energy you have, the less you need the caffeine, the less you need the drugs, the alcohol, whatever your thing is. Also, it takes away from the need to have the negative habits. Like if you feel the desire, I really got to watch porn, I really got to like do something like that. Reverse breathing. And you'll notice that you do feel good because it'll move your sexual energy around, but the need to ejaculate or watch porn will decrease. Okay, so these are the practical applications of it. I want you to use this practice over the next week. Again, you can go back to the previous live training. In fact, I'll put a playlist together of all of our live training, so it'll be easy to follow along. You could do deep abdominal breathing to cool your body, this to heat your body and give you energy. Coming up next week, we're going to do more breath work. So next week, we're going to learn how to balance our body. Last week, we learned how to cool our body. This week, we learned how to heat and energize our body. Next week, we're going to learn how to balance our body and that practical applications for learning to balance your body and why you'd want to do that. Make sure that you're subscribed. You get the notification. Make it a weekly habit to tune into us at the same time. We're going live every single week at this time. Okay? So make it a weekly habit to tune in. Same if you're watching the recorded. Make it a weekly habit to tune in and get this practice in. The Semen Retention Army registration is now officially closed. We are starting to take guys who are interested. We're going to be, we've sold out our battalion. So a battalion, how the Semen Retention Army works is you get access to all of these training videos, not these ones, but all these pre-recorded training videos showing you how to do all these techniques at higher advanced levels. You get access to a battalion. So we've got the Vikings, the Sadhu soldiers, and the Spartans. Those groups are sold out. We're going to be opening up our 4th battalion in January. 10 guys will be led inside the program to work with us. We're looking for serious guys who are committed, ready to invest in themselves, money, time, energy. Okay? It's $1,000 to join for the entire year. You could break that into payment plans. So you've got now till January to get your finances together and get your stuff together. we're going to be taking 10 guys in our new battalion called the Samurais, and we're going to be going through all of these practices over the year with these 10 guys, holding you accountable to not watching porn, making sure that you're practicing semen retention, building you up so you can retain 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, sharing with you how to hold strong masculine frame both in and outside the bedroom so that you could become a powerhouse. So if you're interested in being part of the Army, here's what you want to do. Jump on the, I see a bunch of comments come in. We're going to read the comments there in a sec. But basically, jump on the free ejaculation control guide. It's in the description, or we'll pop it into the comments after the video's done. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. Go register for the free ejaculation control guide. Get inside of that. It's a free program that's going to show you the basics and the foundations for being able to last as long as you want in the bedroom, stay away from porn, stay away from ejaculation, and start becoming a master of your sexual energy. So you can go ahead and do that right now. We'll see you guys next week where we'll teach you how to balance your energy. Captain Jake, you want to flip on some comments and then we'll wrap it up for today?
Yeah, there's some great comments. I was popping them up on the screen. Sure. One question here. I'll pop it up there from Chris 8-Ball. I'm considering getting a vasectomy. Would that affect semen retention practices in any way? Thank you again.
Yeah, fantastic question. It doesn't seem to affect it. I've worked with guys who have vasectomies and they get all the benefits of it. Even my mentor, I had asked him that question because there was a time I was thinking about getting one as well. And I said, would this affect me? He reassured me, no. I've now worked with many guys who have vasectomies and they get all the benefits. So it doesn't seem to affect the practices at all. Because even with a vasectomy, your body's still producing sperm and your body's still producing semen, right? You're just cutting off the mixture of the sperm so that you don't get impregnated. But you can, not you, but the woman. But you can then, but that energy can still flow throughout the body. It's still there. So quick answer, no, you're good to go with these practices, regardless of vasectomy or not.
And one just came through saying, I'm addicted to porn sites. What can I do? I think you popped up the control guide there.
Yeah. So the first thing is, if you find that you're addicted to porn, get on the free ejaculation control guide in the description below on YouTube. And or we'll put it in, the comments on Jake's Facebook or my Twitter, wherever you're watching. And what I'll say about porn addiction is that you need support. Like any addiction, you need support. That's why we've got the battalions. We've got the accountability tracker. There's also programs out there, screen watching programs. There's things that you can do. Get help, get support. Many men are dealing with porn addictions. Don't be shamed. It's nothing to fear, nothing to be guilty of, nothing to regret. It is what it is, and move on. The reason I recommend you also getting to the free ejaculation control guide is I send out emails pretty regularly, giving tips, advice on how you can build your masculinity, masculine energy, how to get rid of porn addiction. Also, make sure you're following Jake and myself on Instagram and our social medias because we're putting out content. It's all about rewiring your brain. Porn addiction and any addiction is all about rewiring your brain and retraining your dopamine receptors and the way you get dopamine. Okay, so it can be overcome, but it does take work. It does take time. So start with the free ejaculation control guide. Make sure you're plugged into our content because that alone will start to give you more thought processes and more reference points to keep you away from the porn. So I appreciate you sharing that openly. And I want you to know that you're not alone and that you will overcome it with constant effort and consistent support.
Great. You got time for one more question?
Yeah, man. And then I got to jump off because I got a podcast I'm supposed to be on right now.
This is the last question then. Do we need to squeeze the PC muscles every time we breathe in?
Yeah, great question. No, you don't have to do it every time. I would recommend it in the practice because you're learning to also train that pump. And that pump is what's going to help pump energy upwards. But no, like if you find, first of all, your pelvic floor is getting tired or your PC muscles are getting tired, just like any muscle, don't overwork it. I actually worked with one guy because he joined because he did so much of these practices that he ended up overstraining his PC muscles, which then makes you have quick ejaculations. So don't overwork it. Just like any muscle, if you overwork it, you strain it, you damage it. Same with our sexual muscles. Don't overwork it. So if you find that your PC muscles are getting tired, do it every second breath, every third breath, maybe every second day you do these exercises. A little later on, we'll do some Kegel exercises. I'll show you guys, as we move on with this live series so that you can both strengthen and relax the pelvic floor. And remember, it's all about working with that dynamic of power, relaxation, forward action and relaxation, alertness and calmness, strength and softness at the same time. Working and balancing those opposing forces, male, feminine energies, that's the key to a well-balanced, healthy life internally, which will then express itself in everything you do externally as well. All right, soldiers. Captain Jake, you got any final words, reflections of this practice before we sign off?
Just great session, great ending, the way you said it there. I think it's really good for us to become more conscious of our breathing. And as you were saying earlier, do what the body's naturally designed to do. The body, if we need to heat up, there's a way. If we need to have more energy, there's a way, So the body has these ways, and to become more conscious of using our breathing, it's really powerful. So great session. Thanks for everyone who joined. And we'll see you next time.
Soldiers
retain.